There are just 5 simple questions you need to answer to understand if Higgsfield truly fits the way you work. And if you don't have clear answers to these questions, you'll never know whether you're just wasting money or finally unlocking something that completely transforms your creation process. By the end of this video, you'll know whether Higgsfield truly fits your workflow and whether it makes sense for your budget. If you want to follow along and answer these questions with me, I've left a link to Higgsfield in the description. The first question you need to ask yourself is this. Think about it. Can you actually afford to keep producing images and videos like this? If quality actually matters to you, chances are you're juggling 3 or 4 subscriptions as we speak. One for image generation, another for video, maybe a third for editing or lip syncing. And every single month, those charges add up. You look at your cart and see you're paying $100, $150, even $200 every month just to keep everything running. And the worst part is that you're not even using half the features on most of these platforms. You're just paying for them because you need that one specific thing they do. And what really adds up is when the monthly cost climbs, simply because more add-ons get included, even if you don't use them. They introduce a new feature, bump the price by $10, and suddenly you're the one paying for it. You're not just overpaying because everything is bundled into one subscription plan. You're also overpaying for features you don't need. This is what I call subscription fatigue, and it's draining your budget without you even realizing it. However, with Higgsfield, you get access to all of those tools in one place. When you first log into Higgsfield, you'll see the homepage with different sections at the top: image, video, edit, character, and apps. Now you might be thinking that a lot of all-in-one platforms are usually just okay at everything, but don't excel at anything. So let me actually walk you through the workflow so you can see how this actually saves you time and money. We're going to start by creating an image. Click on image at the top and you'll land in the image generation workspace. Before we generate anything, let me quickly explain how prompts work, since this will save you a lot of time. A good prompt has 3 main parts: your subject, the action or pose, and the environment or setting. The more specific you are, the better the result. For this example, I'm going to write a firefighter in full gear standing in front of a burning building at night. Smoke rising behind him, emergency lights flashing, dramatic lighting, cinematic shot. Next, click the drop-down menu to select your model. I'll go into more detail on why this is important later, but for now, I'll select Nano Banana Pro because it gives the most realistic results. I'll set the frame to 16:9, switch to 2K quality, and generate 2 variations so I can choose the best one. Both options look solid, but the one on the left wins for me. The lighting and the pose are spot on. Rather than downloading this and moving it to a different platform, simply click the image. In the bottom right, there's a button labeled Animate. Once you press it, you're taken directly to the video workspace and your image is already set as the first frame. Now I'll select my video model. For this one, I'm going with Kling 3 because it handles realistic movement really well. When it comes to the prompt, I don't have to re-explain the character or the setting because the image already covers that. I just need to describe the action and camera movement. So I'll write, the firefighter walks forward, camera slowly pushes in on his face, dramatic lighting, intense expression. Leave the duration at 5 seconds, change the resolution to 1080p, then hit generate. You just went from a simple text prompt to a fully animated video without leaving the platform, without downloading a single file, and without juggling 3 different paid subscriptions. That's the workflow. Everything happens in one place from the first step to the final result. At the same time, Higgsfield isn't going to be the cheaper option for every single person. If you only need something specific, like image generation, you're probably better off paying for a platform that focuses just on that. If you need multiple subscriptions just to get one project done, that's when an all-in-one platform really starts to make sense. And having everything in one place can be extremely useful, but it only matters if the actual tools themselves are good. And that's the problem most people run into. They dedicate weeks to learning a platform, only to see a better one released shortly after. This is the fear that stops most people from committing to any platform. You see a tool that looks great today, you pay for it, and then 2 weeks later, a better model drops, and suddenly what you bought feels outdated. Which brings me to the second question. How do you know the tool you're using is truly the best one out there? That's why the real advantage is having access to all of them without rebuilding your workflow every time a better option appears. And that's the main reason I'm still using Higgsfield, because instead of committing to just one model, I get access to every major model the moment it becomes available. That brings us back to the model selection panel I mentioned earlier. Go to the video section and click the drop-down menu where you can select your model. Right now, Higgsfield gives you access to multiple models, including Kling 3.0, Google Veo 3.1, Sora 2, plus their own proprietary models. Each of them has its own strengths, so depending on what you're creating, you can switch instantly. Let me show you what I mean by generating the same scene with 3 different models. I'll start with Kling. I'm using this image of a samurai in traditional robes, practicing with his sword in a quiet field of cherry blossom trees, and I'll paste in my prompt. Kling handles realistic physics really well. The cherry blossoms move naturally, the sword slash is smooth, and the camera movement stays controlled. This is the one I use when I need clean, polished visuals. Now let's try the exact same prompt with Google VO 3.1. This one has a different feel. VO 3.1 excels at natural audio and atmospheric realism.
Steel and soul move as one.
If you're doing scenes where the ambient sound actually matters, like wind or rain, this is the model that nails it. Next, I'll switch over to Sora 2 and redo the same example. Sora 2 has a more cinematic look. It feels intentional, visually striking, and thoughtfully put together. It's ideal for short-form content built around powerful visuals and cinematic framing. And those are just 3 examples. Higgsfield gives you access to every model, making it easier to find the right fit for your project. If you're not sure about locking yourself into one platform, this setup makes it easier because you're not putting everything on just one option. Now, access to every model is great, but that's only one piece of the puzzle. But it doesn't help if you don't know how to get professional results out of them. You've probably noticed this before. You follow the same tutorials and use the same prompts, but somehow they still don't look truly cinematic, and you can't figure out why. So here's my third question. Are you frustrated that your outputs don't look as good as the professionals? Here's the thing. It's not just about which model you use or how much detail you put into the prompt. The real difference is control, and that level of control is what most AI tools completely ignore. They give you a video, but they don't let you direct it. However, Higgsfield has a unique feature that actually changes this. Start on the homepage and head into Cinema Studio. You'll see 2 modes, image and video. Start with image. Rather than settling for a preset look, you get to select the real camera and lens combination you want. You've got options like Studio Digital S35, classic 16mm film, and classic anamorphic lenses, gear that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars in real life. For this example, I'll select Studio Digital S35 with a premium modern prime lens at 35mm. This setup delivers that cinematic film quality, along with natural background blur and soft flares. Now I'll paste in my prompt. The image looks like it was shot on a professional cinema camera. It honestly looks like a screenshot from a movie. And this is just the beginning. The fun part comes when you're animating these. Switch to video mode in Cinema Studio, upload the image, and write a simple prompt. This is the difference between a video that looks okay and one that actually feels professional. To be completely honest, Cinema Studio isn't necessary for everyone. If you're making quick social media content and you don't care about that cinematic look, you probably don't need this. When your content doesn't stack up against top creators, Cinema Studio gives you the control to elevate your results. But even professional looking results don't matter if you can't produce them fast enough. If you spend days obsessing over just one project, consistency is going to suffer. Every time you want to create something new, you're starting from scratch. You need a character, environment, and style. When nothing remains consistent between generations, you keep regenerating and hope the results align with your past work. You're not creating fast, you're fighting the tools just to maintain basic consistency, and that kills your ability to scale. So the real question is, can you move fast enough to actually grow? Higgsfield solves this with 2 features that work together. First, there's AI Influencer Studio. From the homepage, jump into AI Influencer Studio. You'll see the character creation screen with a full set of customization options on the right. This is where you can build your character from scratch with complete control over every detail. I'll start with the basics. Character type set to human, gender female, ethnicity mixed. From there, I just adjust the skin tone precisely with the color picker. When it comes to her eyes, I'll go with amber to give her a unique look. I'll add some freckles under skin conditions to make her look more natural and set her age to adult. Now in the advanced settings, I can get even more specific. You can adjust the face, the body type, and even add tattoo designs. You basically get access to everything you'll need when it comes to character design. I'll customize these to match the exact style I'm aiming for. Once everything is set, I'll click generate, and there she is. My custom character with every detail, exactly how I designed it. Now I'm going to test consistency by clicking customize and putting her in another environment. I'll paste in my prompt and generate. Even after changing the setting and the outfit, she looks identical, down to the tiny details. But even with all these features, there's still a big gap when it comes to perfecting your outputs. You need to actually edit them. And this is the wall most people hit. They see incredible content online, they want to create it themselves, but they don't know how to edit or add After Effects. So they either spend months learning complex software, or they give up and settle for basic content. When it comes down to it, can you really navigate advanced AI tools effectively? Even if you've never edited before, Higgsfield can generate professional effects for you with just one click inside the apps section. Click on apps at the top, and you'll see them organized in different categories. There's a wide range to choose from, covering almost every need. Let me highlight a few favorites. First, there's transitions. With just 2 images uploaded, Higgsfield blends them together in one seamless transition. I'm going to upload one shot of a woman staring at the sky and another of Earth seen from space. Next, there's Recast. This lets you swap out the character in a video within seconds, upload a video, upload a new face, and Recast handles the character swap without touching the original movement or lighting. You can even use your AI character to create videos without using a single prompt. There's also the Shots app. Upload one image and it generates 9 unique angles of the same scene. This is great because it gives you more variety without needing to regenerate. I'll upload this image of a character in a forest, and just like that, I now have 9 different shots, from close-ups to wide angles, all perfectly consistent. You don't need editing skills, you don't need to learn complicated software, you just click a button and get professional results. If you've been held back because you don't have the technical skills, these apps remove that barrier completely. Before you commit your time or your money, these are the 5 questions that matter. If those answers give you clarity and you're ready to raise the bar, then Higgsfield is the right fit. Ready to create professional AI videos today? Hit the link below and get started with Higgsfield. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.